A lot of brothers, they want to mess around with sisters, right? They want to have these inappropriate discussions with the opposite gender. But the moment someone does the exact same with their own siblings, becomes upset. While I was in Umrah, I was having a discussion with a brother in the Haram, in front of the Kaaba. He was telling me about how his sister's this and she's that, and every brother would be hurt that his sister would turn out like that. And at the same time, he's telling me how he has a relationship with maybe 4 girls. Is it surprising, brothers? And he's telling me how he became extremely upset. And he also upset the family that she one time came out on Snapchat and then the guy or something, I think it was the guy himself, recorded her on her birthday or whatever, and that really made him feel a certain way. I'll tell you guys of an incident that my mum told me about. It's a true story. In places like the Khalij, Gulf areas that are so much more conservative, right? It's not as straightforward as somebody now going to the club, taking a woman out to the hotel. That's what they do, right? Go to the club, picks a girl up, takes her to the hotel, does all types of fahisha with her, and then pays for her taxi and they go back home. Sahih? It's not as straightforward. They're so much more conservative, right? The sum'ah, the reputation, is extremely valued there, right? Valued. The tribes, they care about their reputation. So if one steps out of line, it goes round very quickly. So if he wants to commit a sin, he's not going to do it in the open. So my mom was saying to me that if you wanted to commit zina with another, there would be ways to get in contact with people. They would set it up. You'd walk into a building, the girl would be inside, the lights would be switched off. You'd commit zina, and then you'd walk out, and then she would end up leaving as well. And that's how they would commit fahisha. You might not necessarily even come to know who that person actually is. Just wants to relieve himself, commits a zina, and that's it. A couple of months go by, they find out that his sister is pregnant. And of course now the reputation of the family is on the line, right? What families sometimes tend to do is, as soon as they find out that the daughter is pregnant, what do? In order to conceal this bad reputation of the family, they get them married off very quickly. They are begging the sister for the sake of the family's reputation. Please tell us who impregnated you. And she's honestly saying, I don't know. Because I told you guys the situation of these conservative countries at the time, right? And then because the brother had a very good relationship with his sister, as she's about to give birth, he enters upon her and he begs her, I won't tell anyone. I'll make sure I'll conceal it. We'll try and make up a story. Let's just try and, protect the reputation of the family. And she's saying, I honestly don't know. So he tells her, tell me, what exactly happened? When, where, what? So she begins to describe it. It was on that day, in that place, across the road from that place. He said, yes. It was around this time. The brother walks out and he commits suicide. Why do you think he committed suicide, brothers? Because it was him who impregnated his own sister. It was him who impregnated his own sister. Before I left Saudi Arabia, me and the family, we took a taxi to Jeddah. And you know, normally when you have a taxi driver, you begin to start talking to him, right? You just start having a conversation with the taxi man. And I said to him, tell me the situation here in the kingdom. You have a lot of youngsters, you have a lot of shabab, because I heard a lot of things that take place. And he said to me, listen, as a taxi driver, we see things that many people don't. Because we are the guys who drop people off. In some of these countries, brothers, you have compounds that people are not given access to unless you have a code. It's like where rich people live. Where rich people live, if you want to get into the compound where all of these very big, huge, lavish mansions are, you need a code to get in. So, the taxi driver is carrying a sister in the back of his car. Wallahi, brothers, he told me this as we, and sisters, he told me this as we were on our way to Jeddah. He said, I'm the one that's dropping her sister off. Where am I dropping her off to? A party. So we drive up, park the car in front of the mansion. There's a party going on. Right? So the sister now is dropped off, sah. As the taxi driver is about to drive off, they call him and say, come back, surah, come. And then they say to her, take this girl with you. Take this girl with you. She was in another taxi. However, the taxi already drove off. What happened? She walked into the party. Who do you think she saw? She saw her brother there. She saw her brother there. Of course, now the way she's dressed up, she's now arrived at this mansion in order to do what? To just have a cup of tea? These parties that happen behind closed doors. You think male and men. We're in Pride Month, by the way. We are in Pride Month. We do have male and men. على كل حال, do you think when men and women get together, they just have a cup of tea, guys? Especially in a mansion that's closed off, and then you have rooms. In these mansions, everybody basically has their relaxed moment to do whatever they want. Think that they just have a cup of tea with one another? My mom used to say, right, men and women are like dab yusuf, fire and cotton. What happens when you take a lighter and you put it right next to cotton? What happens to the cotton? How long does it take before this cotton now? Milliseconds. Is that what they call it, right? Milliseconds, huh? Milliseconds. Not even a second, a minute, boof, it goes off. Men and women are like that. Do you guys agree? Every single person here, and don't try and act like some tough guy. If I put a woman in a room with you, right, alone, there's no one else there, how long do you think you're going to last? Brothers, an attractive woman who's not dressed appropriately, I place her in a room with you, how long do you think you're going to last? So she gets back into the taxi, the sister, and she starts talking to the taxi driver. And the taxi driver then told me this a couple of months after. Because what happened? It was like, my brother was in there. My brother was in there and he has 2 kids and a wife. He's there to mess around with women. And I'm shocked. And he asks her, what were you doing? Then, no, I just went, my friends and whatever have you, I didn't know, and this, that. And she doesn't even live in that city. Both him and her, they traveled out with their own independent journeys to this house in Jeddah to commit what? Fahisha. To commit filth and evil. What goes around comes around. You want to mess around with other people's daughters, right? And other people's sisters? Don't get upset when it happens to your sister. Don't get upset when it happens to your daughter. Don't get upset when it happens to your wife.